Okay. Can I call the meeting to order? Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting to order. Thank you, everybody, for attending. Will you do the land acknowledgement, please?
Yes. The City of Thorold is situated on treaty land. This land is steeped in the rich history of the First Nations, such as the Haudenosaunee, the Haudenosaunee, and the Anishinaabe, including the Mississauga of the Credit First Nation. There are many First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people from across Turtle Island that live and work in Niagara today. The City of Thorold stands with all Indigenous people, past and present, in promoting the wise stewardship of the land on which we live.
Okay, thank you so much, Justin. Okay, any declarations of interest? Okay, seeing none. Can I have a motion to adopt the agenda? Brenda? Anise? Any questions on the agenda? Issues? No? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of the adoption of the agenda? Okay. Okay, adoption of the minutes of September 19th. Can I have a motion to adopt the minutes, Michael and Barb? Okay, any changes, comments regarding the September 19th agenda? Michael? The minutes?
Yeah, I just noticed at the end of the minute, city clerk. About that.
No. Unless he writes a report that councillors don't read, then it won't be an issue. Okay. All right, so any other questions? Okay. I'll call the question. All in favor? Okay. Correspondence. I didn't see any correspondence. Was there correspondence? Anybody? I don't think I saw correspondence. No. Okay. Committee business. Housing forum. I will turn this over to Michael, who coordinated the housing forum and did a wonderful job. And again, the Senior Citizen Center and Brenda, through her leadership and her executive, also did a wonderful in providing the food, etc. for that. So, Michael?
Okay, there was attached to the agenda package the report I'd filed.
Yes.
So anyways, I'll briefly go over that, just for someone who may not have been able to read it. So there were 29 feedback forms, that's a lot. I think there might have been 50 or 60 people there. So when you get 50% responding, that's a lot. That's a big response for a forum such as that. So in a nutshell, with the scoring system was 1 low, 10 the highest, so any range in between. So the speakers in the presentation scored 9.47. The room setup, sound, and sight lines scored 9.52. Timing of the presentations and questions and answer sessions scored 9.57. That the agenda was clear and informative scored 9.57. And the snacks and beverages upon arrival and break were enjoyable scored a 9.84. So as close to 10 as we could possibly get. I don't know how someone could give a less than 10 on the snacks, but you're not gonna please everybody. Now, among the unedited comments, I won't go through all of them, but among the unedited comments, so for presentation purpose, I did clean up the spelling. So these are their actual comments, but I did edit the spelling. Excellent speakers and presentations, great morning, very informative. The forum was very well organized and the speakers were very knowledgeable. Sam, that's from the Spaces Shared, talked too fast. I agree. And I have spoken to everybody who did speak that day. I have spoken to them and gave them this feedback. And they were all very positive, even with some of the negative remarks. They agreed that, next time they'll learn from that. Very well done, very informative. This was well worth attending. This is interesting. Renting to Brock students is great. They should have seniors sharing with other seniors. I'm not sure how that would work out, but that's a suggestion there. So the forum was very well organized and presented. I would enjoy more quality forums like this. The life leasing presentation was too long. I agreed. I did talk to Lois, and we agreed it was a little too long. She kind of went on about legislation, how important legislation was, which is important to that association, but it's not really important to people in the room who want to know more about life leasing. Great resources, speakers, useful information. Very few housing options in Thorold. Housing for low-income seniors is non-existent. Very little helpful information. So again, I'm not sure this was well publicized what the forum was, who the speakers are going to be. So this was someone who came obviously with a completely different expectation, because that was not to solve the housing issue for seniors in Thorold. We know that there's a wait list. We know it was to give other options. Anyway, so this person came expecting something and left disappointed. That may have been a person who kind of down. There was one comment card that was really low scores. I found out a lot of new information. I would definitely come again. I couldn't hear the questions from the audience. I agree. In future, if I do a host or if anybody is hosting, emceeing, what I would do the next time is I would repeat the question. So I would stand up. I wouldn't need the microphone. I can project my voice, but I would stand up and repeat the question from the audience, because I agree. I could hear it, but obviously some people in the room couldn't hear it, especially if that question came from the front. People in the back are not going to hear that. So that's an easy fix. Very informative.
Recording in progress.
What's that? Okay. I couldn't hear the questions from the audience. Oh, we just did that. Very informative, good variety of speakers. The room was very cold, but everything else was great. So one person found the room cold. I didn't hear that from anybody. It certainly wasn't a cold room, but so be it. Great job, excellent forum, thank you. So all in all, the responses were terrific, and the ones that were on the touch on the negative side, those are easy fixes. So I can't fix the temperature of the room, but everything else. So yeah, it went well. I wish I could have stayed for lunch. It looked great, but and I want to thank Brenda. Terrific job. Your staff, you guys are right on the ball there. So. I came at 8 to set up tables. Everything was set up. I think you did it the night before. Did you do it the night before? Yeah. So, I came there and everything was done. And then you had someone helping for the presentation so that people could link their laptops and everything. So, yeah, I can't think of anything. The room, everything was great. The lights were good. I know the lights were turned on or off at one point and stuff, but we had tested that prior too. So, but hats off, Brenda, your staff, and you did a terrific job. Great working with you on that. And happy to do it. So, waiting for the next forum.
I think what was obvious at the forum is, although we have a wonderful nonprofit, Thorold nonprofit, and they're doing a wonderful job in Thorold, they have to be commended. We need more obviously subsidized housing, but that's a problem in the whole region. But that came, and I think we need more varied housing options, like a life lease in Thorold or an Ina Grafton kind of situation where they do have some life leases, and then you can progress to different parts of the facility when you need more care. So it would be nice to see a facility, in Thorold, where there was progressive housing options in a community that was close to retail spaces. And as I said, I think the Thorold nonprofit is doing a great job. It's just, it would be nice if we even had more, if we could. Okay, so I really appreciate that, and I really thank Dave Baldoni, who's here. I've been told that the payment issue that we had is resolved, or will be resolved shortly, and the problem was we sent it too early. We have to send it after the event, so that they like paying it when the event's done. So we will ensure that we won't send it early again. Okay, and I, again, really appreciate Dave's help. He's been wonderful. Okay. Okay. And our information forum on the 17th, I'll just speak just a bit about it, and then I'll turn it over to Brenda. That was another great event. That was a kind of a combined event. The two speakers that spoke were speakers that were paid from the New Horizons grant that we had, and they were supposed to speak in June, and then we had to cancel it because of low participation. So then we brought them back and incorporated it with Brenda's info fair, which she got some money to do the info fair. So we combined those two events, and I think it was very successful. And again, the senior center did just a wonderful job. And I think everybody liked both the speakers and the fair and everything that was available that time. And I think there were quite a few people that came through. So I'll turn it over to Brenda or anybody else who wants to comment.
Yes, the senior fair was just fantastic this year, and thank you, Jean, because those two speakers, Dr. Sarah Vanel and Dr. Joanne Hines, I believe. Was it Joanne?
Jennifer.
Jennifer Hines, were amazing. They're not, the people at the center have not stopped discussing what they learned during those two presentations. That on top of the info fair, I'd say we got at least 300 people through the door that day, including the presentation. Yeah, it was just excellent. The only problem we had was parking. And I think the reason that day was because we had a funeral at with the church, and then we had all those people coming in. So some people did have to park some ways away. But it was extremely, extremely successful. It was just I can't even tell you how fantastic it was. It went very, very well. So we were very pleased. The people from OACAO were really pleased with the amount of people that came through the door. We also had the Indigenous Wellness Center open up with a song, a spiritual song. It was so touching. It was just an amazing, the whole thing was an amazing experience. They sang and did some other things for us at the end of the program as well. So all in all, it was wonderful, Jean. Thank you.
Okay, does anybody else have any other comments on that? Barb? Oh. Anise, do you want to say something, or are you just giving thumbs up? Okay, he's giving, he was at the, yeah, both, he was there. And Councillor O'Hare was there. Yes. The mayor was there. So that, we really appreciate the support from the city councillors that were in attendance. Okay. Okay, the Niagara Older Adult Alliance, I've mentioned this. I don't know why the agenda hasn't come out yet. I thought it was going to be out by now. I'll follow up with Mary Wiley, but I just want you to put this date in your calendar. It's November 13th, 9 to 12 p.m. You're going to get an email asking you to sign up for it. It's a meeting of all of the age-friendly wellness committees in the region, like the one that we hosted in February, okay? And it's going to be at the Kiwanis Center. It's on in St. Catharines. Is it on Carleton's? Don't quote me. Anyway, all of Carleton, Niagara. Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, and there's lots of parking there. So that should come out any time. As I said, I thought it would have come out by now. But I just wanted to remind you to put it on your calendar, and hope several of the committee members can come. Okay. Okay. The next one is the larger font size, and we've had this on the agenda forever. So I'm going to this is what my position is. I'm hoping that we will pass this motion again. I think it was passed many years ago, and then Justin patiently followed up many times for us without any success. And so I'd like to pass the motion again, and hopefully it will go to council, and hopefully council will ask for a report, and we'll get yay or nay, at least, from the report. If council chooses to do nothing, even to get a report saying yay or nay, then that shows our effectiveness as an advisory committee. And so does anybody want, I think I need a mover and a seconder for the motion, and then we can discuss it if I can get a mover and seconder. It's up on the screen. Justin has kindly put it up on the screen. That council directs staff to prepare a report regarding increasing the font size on street signs for new subdivision and replacement signs. So, can I have a mover and a seconder for this? Barb's going to move it. Michael will second it. Okay, so now we can have discussion on the motion. Is there any discussion? Oh, Michael?
This has been on the agenda since I've been a committee member. Has this ever gone to council? Like, are
there was
we
a
asking for something we've already asked before?
Yeah, oh, sorry. Okay, Justin?
So this has gone, this motion, or at least a variation of this motion, has gone to council at least twice. One was in the last term of council, near the end, and the most recent was February of 2023. It passed council, and the report hasn't been completed yet.
So this, we'll try it one more time, but this will be our last at-bat. And it will be telling if no report comes of it. Okay, any more questions or comments on the motion? All in favor? Oh, Tim, I apologize. Before I call the question, I apologize, Tim. You're in mute.
No problem. I just wanted to say, when the motion this time comes to council, I'll speak to it and point out that this is the third time, and we'd really like to have some answers this time around within a reasonable time. So I think that might help.
We really appreciate your support, Councillor O'Hare. Okay, now, are there any other comments before we call the question? All in favor? Okay, that's passed. Okay, I just want to remind, we were still talking, we haven't got any details, I don't think, on the bus trip, but we talked about it, that we would sponsor one bus and the senior center would sponsor one bus. We'll provide you the details as soon as we know them, but we've already discussed this. I just want to do it as less as a reminder that we're hoping to do this. Yes, it's not etched in stone right now, but we're hoping to do this. Okay. Amending the committee's terms of reference. We have a rep on we have a position open for a Thorold nonprofit housing representative on our committee, and it hasn't worked out. We haven't been able to have the Thorold nonprofit housing appoint someone. So I thought, because this is long-term outstanding, that we should just change it from the Thorold nonprofit housing representative member to an at-large member. So at least there would be an opportunity for another at-large member. And if down the road somebody from Thorold non-housing was that representative, then they could fill it with being an at-large member. So is there any objection to deleting that? It's a discussion on amending the terms of reference to change the Thorold non-housing representative member to an at-large member in our terms of reference. Justin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just to provide some extra information on this topic, I did reach out to the Thorold Nonprofit Housing Board, let them know that there is a vacancy. They discussed it. I'm told they discussed it last meeting, and there was some interest, but nobody stepped forward, just so everybody is aware.
Okay. And Justin, again, we really appreciate all your efforts in following up on these things. You've been great. So can I have a motion to amend the committee's terms of reference to change Thorold nonprofit housing representative member to an at-large member? Anybody want to move it? Okay. Okay, Barb and Brenda. Anybody want to have further discussion on it? Okay, I'll call the, sorry, Councillor O'Hare?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just want to say I fully support this. I think this makes sense. If we're going to be holding a position for someone that's not going to be applying, it makes more sense that it be open to others who would like to join. And should someone from nonprofit eventually wish to join the committee, I'm sure that'll work itself in at that time. So I think this is a wise move.
Yes, we would gladly accept someone from Thorold Nonprofit Housing if they wanted to be on the committee. So, and they could be one of the at-large members. Okay, so I'll call the question now. Oh, sorry, Barb, I apologize.
Just wondered when that position would be available. Is it
Yes.
in January, Justin, or?
So if the committee passes this, it'll be sent to City Council likely November 12th for them to approve or not approve this change. If this change is approved, tentatively, right now, we're planning another recruitment for vacant positions in February. But that'll be determined on how many vacancies there are on committees, whether it's worthwhile doing one in February or not. But right now, February is the plan for now.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll call the question now. All in favor? Okay. I don't see anybody opposed. Okay, good. I would like a motion. We don't need a November meeting, I don't think. We've discussed the bus trip. The only other thing that we have done in the past, and I hope we'll consider it, again, we haven't is we always we have in the last few years sponsored the dessert for the Christmas luncheon. And I think one year we had cheesecake or something, and it wasn't a lot of money. And the Christmas luncheon is well attended, and it's kind of a little nice to do. So that's the only other agenda item, and so I don't have anything else for November. So I thought we'd cancel the meeting for November. Is anybody opposed to canceling the meeting for November? Michael?
Yeah, I'll go on record as saying I'm against that. We just came off our summer break, so we didn't meet in July, we didn't meet in August. We've just met now, September, October. We never meet in December, so that means we're meeting 9 months. If we cancel November, we're meeting 8 months. We want to step up here with the font sizes. So if that goes to council at their next meeting, November 12th, maybe we'll have something else to discuss at our next meeting in November. So at the very least, I think to be of some importance, I don't know how many people in the community watch this. It's on YouTube, you can watch it, but I think we need to be out there. We're only out there now 9 times a year, and this would take it down to just the 8. So it could be a very short meeting. It could be a 15, 20-minute meeting, but unless there's a pressing need not to have it. I know because of full agenda, sometimes it looks like there's not to discuss, but we'd have at least that to discuss. Whether we get an answer yes or no, we'd have that plus the bus trip. So I will be voting against that.
Okay, so how does everybody else feel? Like, if we have I have no problem. If you want to have a meeting, it'll be very short. So we can have it if that's how the committee feels. Barb?
Just a question about, would we have to approve the Christmas donation to the seniors for the dessert? Also, did we do a little gift last year, like the cookbooks, I think, for the seniors' Christmas
Yeah, we
party?
did, one year we did, huh?
That was part of the grant.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was,
okay.
yeah, so, yeah, we're not, yeah.
I didn't know whether that would be something we might have to approve in November.
I think because we don't have a budget, I think we just have to agree on doing the Christmas dessert. So maybe I need a motion for that. Okay, well, I'll do it in round table. How about I do it in round table? Because it's not on the agenda. So, okay, so, because we're on the November meeting, so
I just thought maybe that November meeting.
we can do all, okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna, let's, okay, all right. So is there some feeling that it might be worth do others agree with Michael that maybe a quick meeting in November? Councillor O'Hare?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I agree with Michael too. It can be very short, but if there is something that needs to be discussed, it can be taken care of on that date. So his observation's a wise one, where we are out there in the public's eye, and this allows us to once again keep moving our agenda forward or discuss anything that might happen to pop up between now and then. So if it's short, it's short. That's just, dependent on what's on the agenda that day.
Okay, so I'm kind of getting a sense that we should keep the Christmas agenda, so there won't be a motion, a November meeting, I apologize, that we should keep it even if it's short. And then we can, there's a lot of things going on in December too, so we can do an update on all the things that are going, and then we can pass the motion possibly with the dessert and stuff like that. Okay, so we're having a November meeting. So the next is the committee schedule for 2025, and it has been attached, and I have one change that I'm going to request. And the change is the January meeting. It's on January 16th, and I am suggesting January 9th, which is a Friday. The reason why I'm not suggesting a Thursday is because Brenda wants to do her GMM on the Thursday. And they can't do the GMM the first week because it's the day after New Year's Eve. So they want to do their GMM on January 8th. So I'm suggesting January 9th. And I think, Justin, you're able to accommodate that?
Yes, just so I'm clear, January 9th is a Thursday. You want the Friday?
Oh, then it's the 10th. I apologize. Okay.
Just wanna make sure we got the right date.
I'm probably looking at 2024.
It's possible.
Yeah. We want it on the Friday.
So that'd be January 10th.
10th, okay, thank you for keeping us on track. So it's Friday the 10th, it'd still be at 1:15. So that would be the only change to that schedule for next year. Are there any objection? Oh, Councillor O'Hare.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I just want to point out, and it might be very clear, I'm not sure, but the meeting was scheduled according to the schedule that Justin just published or put on the screen. We were scheduled for the 16th of January, which
Yes.
is the Thursday. So the following Friday would be the 17th, but you want to go back to the previous week, to the 10th, just
Yeah.
so that we're clear on those dates.
I'm not available that week, so I'd prefer that we get it in before, on the 10th.
Okay.
So, okay, so is that clear? Okay, so do we, oh, I apologize. Oh, Justin, you're so good. Okay, that the Age-Friendly Committee meetings be held on the third Thursday of each month at 1:15, with the exception of January meeting be the second Friday, and that no meetings are held in July, August, and December. So can I have a motion, can I have a motion to accept that motion? Michael? Anise, do you want to second it? Okay, Anise will second it. Is there any further discussion on this? Okay, I'll call the question. All at four? Any opposition? Okay, thank you, and thank you for your support and clarification, Justin. Okay, now we're at the round table. I'm going to let Brenda go first because she's got the most stuff.
We are going to have, Jean, so you know, at the meeting for the GMM that we just discussed about the cheesecake, we're also going to have a Secret Santa that day as well, and Santa Claus will be coming as well. We also have a company that has made up day planners for us, And we are looking at, they are looking at for us getting people to make donations so that we can get these day planners going. And that will be offered for the GMM, I believe, at $5 for each planner. So I just wanted to clarify that. So let me just tell you what's been going on at the senior center. It's absolutely been amazing. And every time I start, I have to always say thank you, and a big thank you to the city councilors for what they have done. It has been a miracle. It's like a miracle that what's happening at our center. Yesterday, we enrolled 8 people. Yesterday. We're up to 253 from 230 something just the last time I think I spoke to all of you. The numbers are, it's just astronomical. People are coming in by the droves. It's just been amazing. This coming Saturday, we have a Halloween bingo. We, of course, we utilize the kitchen. We're having a chicken on a bun with gravy, salad, and you're going to have some Halloween pumpkin cupcakes. And we have the lunch for $5 prior to bingo, and then we have the bingo, which will also have the best costume, the best hat, and a few other things that we're going to do. We have bus trips that are currently scheduled in November. We're just working on something with one of the bus companies currently. They will go to Betty's as they normally do, Jean. That's what their decision was. You were right. I went to them and they just did not want to eat first. They wanted to go out to Betty's. So that's what we're going to do, and then continue on to see the Festival of Lights. We're working on trying to find an old model convertible so someone can drive it for us in the parade. We'd like to be in the Santa Claus parade this year. So we're going to be starting to decorate the senior center. Next Monday, we'll start slowly decorating and have it done. We have our November GMM coming up as well. Everyone is welcome to that. Lunch is $10. We have lunch between 11:30 and 12. And then we have the meeting at 1, and a speaker will come in at 1:40. Every month we have a different speaker for our GMM. It can be on numerous topics. November the 5th also, we start a brand new yoga program with Lori Lamont, and it's called Moving with Osteoporosis. And there are 4 sessions. If you're a non-member, you can get into those sessions for a total of $10 for all 4 sessions. So come and try it out. It's just going to be an amazing 4 weeks for that particular session. Lorianne is fantastic. November 9th, we have the Gallery Adaptive Performances by Landham Ensemble, which is a mini orchestra with a big sound, a lot of fun instruments, accordion. They do everything. They bring a fusion of the Western classical, jazz, rock music, East Coast traditional, Persian classical as well. They just throw everything in there. The show is free. Come on, just call us up, book your seat. We have 75 seats. I think we've booked 45 already, so there's a few left. The big day is November the 16th is our Christmas Bazaar, and that's going to be a big one. We're probably going to open both the downstairs and the upstairs for the flea market, the Christmas portion of the flea market, and all the other good things that go along with it, the 50-50 draw, the food basket tables, all those things that we normally have. It's going to be really big, and we're really excited about it. Last year, we made it on the same weekend that the Thorold Craft Show was on, and we did gangbuster business that day. So we're really happy that we've done the same thing this year, and I think we're going to get very, very busy. We open at 8:30 in the morning. We probably open a little bit earlier than 8:30, but I'm saying 8:30 just to be on the safe side. November 22nd, we have a speaker coming in from Brock University, Joel Newville, and he is from the Senior Fit, Staying Active as We Age. And if you come to the speaker, which is at 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, then you can have the free lunch as well. November 29th, we have trivia, and we're working with the Garden Club, the Thorold Garden Club together. So we're going to have a big trivia game. Last year, we had 130 people there. So basically, it's $20. You get in the door, you get your pizza, you play the game. We also offer pulled pork and beef on a bun. There will be wine, beer, and spritzers available as well. And just lots of things are happening. We're jam-packed. We're jam-packed until Christmas time. So anybody that wants to come down and visit us, you're more than welcome. Keep coming in the door. And I want to again thank the city, thank Dave very much for all the help he gives us. Every time something happens, we give Dave a call and it's fixed immediately. Sometimes too quick he does it. So thank you so much. And I think that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else. Probably the only other thing that we would like to be getting involved with, we've applied for 2 or 3 grants because of food insecurities. We are hoping we get the grants. If we do, we'll be able to serve seniors in this community Monday through Friday, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $2. So I think that's going to be really remarkable if we can get it going and off the ground. We're also looking at another grant that provides us with more freezer capacity so we can make soup, vegetable soups, and certain other items that we can freeze and then make sure we can get the transportation to get to the people that need the food the most. And I think that's about it. If there's anything else I can help you with,
No.
give me a call.
And all of these events that bring people to the senior center, every time somebody comes, they get new members. Because a lot of people don't even know the senior center exists, with the Thorold 50 Plus Center, right?
Yeah, that's true. We had, Jean, when we first started, when myself and I think January 22, they came in, and then I came in June of 22. We started looking at, what could we do different, and we started bringing in groups and partnering with groups. Well, we partnered with the newcomers. They changed their board every 2 years, so about 16 of the newcomers have become members that are coming to us, and then now they volunteer with us. So we've got a large base of volunteer program people coming in, and they just kind of turn over and, like I said, become members because they're really so happy with the center. They can't believe we have a center like this. It's just amazing the feedback we get from them. Like, where did you get this? How come you're so lucky that you have this facility? And we are very lucky, and they're just loving the place. So thank you again to the city of Thorold, to all the city councilors.
Yeah, and it's true. The extra support that they've gotten recently has helped to have extra programs, which in turn has attracted more people. So, yeah, kudos to the council and to the staff. So big kudos. And to the executive of the center. Okay, Barb.
I just want to say kudos to Brenda, because she pulls it all together as our president, and she's done a great job.
Thank you.
And the info session, I just wanted to say the speakers were top-notch. The professors that were there they were top-notch speakers, very engaging, and everyone, I think, came away with a lot, especially the frogging idea.
Yeah.
Anybody that was there would know what that meant. But, yeah, keep up the good work.
Yeah, it's important to have a lot of information. One of the biggest things is the housing, as you spoke about, Michael. Housing for seniors is really tough right now. So if we could get more information on, and I'm going to talk to the Nonprofit Housing Association, if we could get more information so that we could give that information to our seniors, that would be very, very, very helpful, because that's the big thing right now. If you're leaving your home or you don't want your home anymore, you're going to sell your home, you have to have a place to go. And right now you have to go to another town, and we don't want to have to do that. We're from Thorold, we born and raised, and they'd like to stay in Thorold where their house was originally located.
Barb?
Just an idea, maybe they could come, the Thorold
Yes,
Nonprofit
yes.
Housing, and so people would know where, I think they don't know where to go to sign up,
Yeah.
to get onto the wait list that's, really long. But if they could come maybe and do a day, and
Absolutely.
sign up and just
Yeah.
information, and people could sign up and get on the list. I know I'd like to.
Okay, Councillor O'Hare, any comments?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I'm going to repeat something that we've heard a few times, and that is congratulations to Michael for his great work on the Housing Forum.
Yes.
It was really a fantastic event and well prepared, so well done, Michael. And I also, at the same time, want to thank Brenda and the 50 Plus Center for hosting the 50 Plus Info event, which again was another great success. So just keep it rolling.
Anise, do you want to make any comments?
Yeah, it was just, excellent, top notch, everything. As Brenda has said that, I'm also really surprised to see all these activities and, the energy and arrangements and everything. It's a unique, it's a unique experience. And I share with other newcomers as well. Fantastic. Thank you very much for everything. And I appreciate all who do arrange all these things. And thank you, the city as well. It's a great combination. And the enthusiasm of this committee and the energy of Jane and Brenda and everybody else and Michael and, our respected counselor. It's fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Okay, I'm going to let Michael.
Excuse me, yes. Barb, just in response to what you said about some people don't know where to go, anyone who was at that housing forum, I did provide that resource sheet that had phone numbers, websites, plus probably 6, 7 others that weren't at the forum, Ontario. And so there was a load of information for those who took it. Not everybody takes stuff. So it's there. I still have hard copies, I still have that, on file.
I do have a copy of that.
Yeah, so just,
I think like everyone else, a lot of older people like to do it in person.
Yeah,
just
no, absolutely,
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
See, and the problem is, again, and I'm gonna lead into
And in case
this.
they don't drive.
Yeah, and if they like phone numbers, that's the worst way to communicate nowadays. The phone number's the worst. You're gonna be put on hold forever if
Some
you
of
don't.
them don't have computers.
No,
so it's
absolutely,
hard.
and that's where
Yeah.
the grandkids, whatever, I understand completely, so I'll get back to that in a second. I'll
Okay,
run
sorry,
around. Jean, you had mentioned at our last meeting about, for our membership with the World Health Organization as an age-friendly, you needed someone to update them on what we are doing. I can gladly take that on if you're talking about technology-wise. I'm very comfortable with technology, so I don't know what it entails.
Okay.
But if it's just giving them a report on where we're at or what we're doing, I can, compile a document and send it off to them. You just tell me what they need, and
Okay.
I'll put it together.
Okay, so we'll explore that more
Right.
within the next month or so, okay?
And
That's
then,
perfect, thank you.
Yeah, if you want to flesh out the agenda for November, we did talk about it briefly, and I think there's a real appetite for another forum for technology for seniors. So coming back to what Barb was just saying, is because people, they're stuck on their phones. We're not talking smartphones, we're talking landline, some of them with cords. And that's the worst way to try to get information, because you're going to be on hold forever. So I think there's a real appetite. And I know, Brenda, you guys have, courses for people with, introduction to email and some of that. But, again, I go back to technology. 1984 was my first computer. So I could put together a real, whiz-bang group of presenters who would present at a senior level. We're not talking technology to go over people's heads. We're talking about to bring them into this age. And as I mentioned, just the self-checkouts at the grocery stores now. If you go to any Walmart, you're going to see there's going to be one day there's going to be 2 actual cashiers. Everything else is going to be self-checkout. If you go to the one on 4th Avenue, there's got to be 40 self-checkouts there. And I'll see seniors line up 10 deep, rather than go through that because they just don't know how to do it. So anyways, that's something we could discuss in November to maybe in the new year do a forum on technology.
And maybe you can think about suggesting some dates at the November meeting for a technology forum.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to Brenda and see
Yes,
what.
there's a couple of dates in March and February, so we'll talk about when you want to get that started.
Sure, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Okay. And Justin, and maybe you can you have the floor, and maybe you can introduce the new deputy clerk to us?
Yeah, thank you. So just to let everyone know, this is Laura Babenko. She's our new deputy city clerk. And that's the only update I have.
And we're the best committee. if we say so ourselves. And it's because we got great reps, including Justin, Dave, and Councillor O'Hare. And Dave, it's
Thank you, through you, Madam Chair. Excuse me. Yes, off the record, you guys are the best committee. I can't play favoritism. God bless you all for what you're doing.
okay. Gotta have a laugh every once in a while. Okay, so our next meeting is November 16th, I believe, or November, is it
21st.
November 16th, Justin?
I believe it's November 21st.
November 21st? Okay, see, I can't do anything. November 21st, okay? And I will entertain a motion to adjourn the meeting. Anybody want to adjourn the meeting? Barb and Brenda? Okay, and I'll call the question to adjourn the meeting. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you, it's carried. Meeting adjourned. Thank you, and we'll see you on the 16th.